MACT here, MACT's Garage, and I have this shed here. It's 10 by 22, and it has a family of groundhogs, or as they say, Puxatawny Phils, living under it. But I do have this cheapo Harbor Freight light, and it's just not doing the job. And two, it doesn't get enough sun because the panel on it is so small, and the way I have the trees, I'm not getting much sun on it, so it's pretty ineffective. So I bought another light so that I could put lights, and it has two lights. I'm going to see if I can't wire it up to have one over here, and then I'll put the panel along here someplace, and then another one down at the end. It's 22 feet long, so I know the cords won't be that long, so the panel will be closer this way and then one on this side. That is primarily my goal that I'm going to aim for, because I need the panel out here on this side in order to get enough sun to charge the batteries. But I also do need some light here to help illuminate things when people are sneaking around in my yard at night, because I have railroad tracks, and it's a pretty big thoroughfare for folks. Believe it or not, a lot of people walk these railroad tracks. So yeah, maybe I caught a few in my yard. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get this wired up with a little bit of light, and maybe in the future I'll have a camera out here too. But for now, I'm just gonna shoot for the lighties. So let's go check out and see what I bought. Now we have this solar dual head floodlight, and basically here's the part number for it and everything that I did get it from on Amazon, and I'll put the link down below. It's made in China, you know, as with most things. So we'll go ahead and unbox this thing and see what we get as far as a package. That being said, we have the instructions that come with it, and we have a solar panel. Not even sure what kind of solar panel it is. It's pre-wired. It all hooked up in there, wired up, and you got two. I think they said there were 16 or 18 foot long cords. So, you know, I'm going to run them out as far as I can and plug both the lights into them. You have the screw here. You got to take and screw these in, and you got to set this panel up. In my case, I'll probably do it like this and have it tilted back a bit so it can get some sun. You have a remote control that comes with it. That's going to be way outside of that. And then you have these big bolts, these big anchor bolts to do concrete. But I think we're just going to go with some wood screws. Don't think I want to do these big wood bolts here. But we'll go ahead and see. I'll get some washers and some screws that I have. That'll work probably better. And then we have a USB charging cable that comes with it, whatever purpose that's for. And then we have the lights themselves, and then they plug right in here, a little round power plug, and then you can take and adjust these in order to put the screws in there so you can have them, you know, facing down or wherever you want to go. As far as that goes, not quite sure how all these are going to work, how they're going to take and adjust themselves as far as at night or anything like that. But getting the screws in there is going to be a little bit on the tough side, because you're going to have to take these off of here, put the brackets on in order to take and hook them up, and then you got to re-bolt these back on. So it's going to be a little bit of assembly required as far as that goes. I'll have to read up on the directions to see how these are going to be set. It looks like we have an on-off, and then we have different light intensities. We have an auto, and you probably got to use this to actually get them to work. So we'll check these out here once we get them up and running, and see how we got to go ahead and set that up, and I'll read the directions to see what a better idea. But first things first, we want to take and hook all these things up. And like I said, getting the bracket on here, you're going to have to take these bolts off of here, put the brackets on, and then mount these back up again. That is the inconvenient truth of that matter. So let's go ahead and get that started, and we'll go ahead and put those brackets up, and then we'll mount these panels and lights up and see how it works. Just go ahead and throw these off. We'll set all these off to the side until we get the brackets put on first. So this is really what we're after right here. And we'll just get these off of there, and then we can go ahead out to the shed and bolt the panels up as we see fit. This little Milwaukee makes short work of everything. A little bit longer bolts with the washers for the solar panel anyway. All sorts of metal shavings coming out of that. Looks like we got one washer at the bolt and one on the panel itself. So note to self, it's sandwiched. Now we can take these three brackets and go out and see about how we're going to screw them into place. I have an idea what I'm going to do, so we'll go ahead and try that out and go from there. I've got a small washer that will fit right in here. There you go. And this allows me to turn it. So that'll make that a lot easier. I mount this light back up on here, and we'll go ahead and measure our cord to see how far we can go with the solar panel. Now we'll go ahead and put this bracket back up here. Get this light tightened in. Go. That's pretty simple. And we can turn it, we can angle it down, we can angle it up, and we can turn it any direction we want if we want it this way. So that should hold it pretty good. Run the wire out here, and now I got ties that I'll hook this up later, but for right now we're just going to see where we got it. These do screw in, so you just put it in and then you line up the threads and you just tighten up the connections to make them I guess waterproof. So when we put this up here, yeah, it will work pretty good. And I can tilt it this way. This is primarily how it's supposed to be. So that will give us plenty of what we're looking for when we're bolting it up. So I'll go ahead and put the bolts on this, and we got it set where we want it. Get this one to hold. There you go. Now it's not going to go anywhere, I don't think. You're going to have to get some sort of little wrench in there, and that's going to be next to impossible. Not going to happen. There we go. That one's holding it. So, yeah, be careful those little nuts back in there. They can fall off and then create all sorts of havoc. So, anyway, let's go ahead and put the other light up now. So I see some activity on this. If you want to check that out. See that little red LED right there. Right there. So now I have some cable holders I'll put along here to hold the cable a little bit, and especially along this edge, get everything buttoned up so it ain't just hanging out like that. So let's get that done. Got some of these little cable holders. That would give that a little bit of room. And I'll do another one over here. These are plastic, so they shouldn't chafe or anything. That'll hold that up there and keep a little strain relief off of it. Then we'll put another one right here. I got those up there, just right there. I got one, and then I got another one up top right there. So we'll go ahead and put some right here. Now you can see that that one also has the red LED light on. I got this more for function than for looks, because we're looking for security. Can somebody turn it off? Yeah, they could cut the wire and it'd be all done, but that ain't the purpose of it. It's not meant to be foolproof, but we got it up here looking pretty good, and we're going to check it out and see what kind of light we get out of this. Not much sun right now, pretty cloudy. No idea how much power is going to them, but we'll go get the remote and see if we can't power these things up, because we got everything plugged in and going. Well, now a couple other little tidbits on there is that the battery is built into the lamp, and so this lamp right here, right there, the batteries are in it. And one thing you can do is you can use this plug to charge them individually through a USB port. So you can actually take the lamp down and charge the battery that way. The solar panel, on the other hand, is there to charge it during the day, so it's ready at night. But you can charge it that way. Pretty simple. The remote control, basically, the on is to turn the light off. The off is turn the lights off. And the increased brightness is the top button, and decreased brightness is the bottom button. Automatic mode means it's automatic and it turns on dusk till dawn or whatever. They're not clear on what automatic means, but then you can turn the timing on for 2 hours, 4 hours, or 6 hours as it is noted. They say don't turn it, don't disassemble this unit. It's only good for about 16 feet, so from my house to here is way past that, so it's totally useless in that aspect. But I do have to keep it in the house if I want to turn them on and come out here or something. But they should turn on automatically if I hit the auto mode. Basically, the floodlight should be fully charged by direct sunlight for 6 to 8 hours before initial use. I'm not going to get direct sunlight today, so I'm not going to be able to test it, but we'll check it out tomorrow and see what it actually does after all day out in the sun. Connect the line between the solar panel and lamp when charging at daytime. The charging effective is depending on, oh my gosh, who wrote this? The charging effective is depending on sunlight time and the installation angle of the solar panel. Not proper English, but you get the point. Turn off the lamp when you do not use the product for a long time, and it should be charged once a month time to ensure the battery not damaged by power loss. So they're saying charge it once a month on the USB charger for power loss. I don't know what they're talking about. Again, syntax, writing, you know, English is their second language. So that's the instructions, folks. This is it. This is all you get, and it doesn't tell you anything more than what you already know. But we can go ahead and see if these will turn on. You're supposed to point them at the light, so let's go ahead and see if it'll turn on. It says that the red light is blinking, then it's not charged, but if the red light is solid, it doesn't say what it is doing. So let's see what it does. Now let's turn it on. There you go. That's the light. It's fairly bright. I ain't gonna say it's the brightest thing in the world, but it's gonna give you some light. And then we can turn it off by the remote, and it blinks, and that's all it does. So we turn it on. Let's see what bright does. Let's see what dim does. That's as dim as it goes, and this is as bright as it goes. And then we can put it on auto, and I have it on auto. What that means, I don't know. I don't have a clue. So we'll have to see what auto means. I got the 2-hour and the 4-hour mode. So let's go test the other light real quick. We turn it on. We can turn it off. Turn it back on. We can dim it. Hit the button many times. It goes dim. Then we go back bright. And that's as bright as it goes. Now I'm going to hit the auto button. And it turns off when you hit the auto button. I'll be back at you tonight when it gets dark, and we'll experiment what it does at night. And then it, of course, charge all day next day. If I find anything different, I'll add it to after what we're doing here. But we'll come back and be right back at you once the nighttime shows up, and we'll finish up what we've been talking about on these lights. You know, we have the light set up on auto, and I guess it's a photo sensor, not a motion sensor like I thought. So it turns on once it starts getting dark. As you can see, it does pretty good for light. It'll light up the area, and that's what I'm looking for. And as we can see, the back area is lit up, which is always really dark because there's no lights here. And it is on and puts out a good pattern of light. If we can go back here, it does light it up pretty good. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but it does light up the area in the back here. And that is exactly what I was looking for on this. So now I got some light, front and rear. I'm sure the batteries are going to have a good charge tomorrow, because they will probably shut off after a while. They didn't get much of a charge, but the sun will hit it, and it should be able to fully charge them back up to what they need to be. But that's what I was aiming for. And I moved my Harbor Freight little solar light here from my steps so that I have some light whenever you walk up the steps. Now this is the lights. They're off. They didn't run very long because they're out of the box and no sun. But this is what you get when the batteries are down and the lights can't run. I think maybe they only ran for about an hour or two, and then they ran out of juice. So we'll see what they do tomorrow once they hopefully have sun for a good part of the day and get a chance to recharge. This is before, without the lights. And one thing I've found is that you have to go to each light at each end and use the remote. So we'll go to the front one first. And they don't have a long distance. We'll turn the front one on. There we go. see that. And then we have to go to the back one in order to turn it on. So you have to use the remote for each light separately unless they're really close together. But let's go ahead and see what they look like from a distance with them both on. Let's see what our light is like. So you see that right there. And we see the light right here. So, might not be real clear, but it's a lot brighter than it looks on camera. But it does show the fencing and everything else. So to the naked eye, you can see a lot better than you can with this camera. But that's how it is. But I can see this whole area lit up with this light on. The front of the garage and everything. So, yeah, it works. And they come on automatically when it got dark. Now we just got to see how long they last, which I have no idea. As a follow-up, once they got a good full charge, the light does turn to green, which is a good thing. I had plenty of sun. The panel is now starting to get into the shade, which I knew would happen, but it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so it had all morning and until 3 o'clock, which is probably a good 9 hours of sun, which they said was sufficient. So anyway, a little indirect sun there, not direct sun, but we're going to take what we can get. Let's see if the other light is got a green light going on. And if so, then we know they both got a good charge. And yes, we got a green light there. So we're all set. Did know they burned until at least 3 o'clock in the morning, because I did see they were still on. So I have no idea when they turned off, but they started out as soon as it got dark. So do they run all night? That's something I don't know. I'll probably have to set my clock to do that, but for now I'm gonna call it good enough. Just know that they do work and run. How long? I don't know. We'll have to see, but I'm gonna wrap this video up. And whatever you do, make sure you like, subscribe, join, all that good stuff. And remember, my feet hit the floor today. I am having a great day, and I want you to have a great day too. Band of One's got some great music. Mercy Girl's always got one-liners. And hey, remember, can't say it enough. Like, subscribe, join, watch my videos on this channel, and help support me.
Thank you for watching MACT's videos, and remember to like and subscribe. This is a Mercy Girl production.